Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Friday. It is March 19th. It is 12:31 p.m. and I am done for the day. Okay, great. What did I do today? Well, first of all, I traded Tesla, and if you have seen my videos for a while, you know my pattern, right? In this case, I went for the breakdown, retest, continuation. So before I tell you guys where I went in, I'm going to describe to you what I saw so that you can sort of, pinpoint where is it that I went in, okay? Alright, so the market opened here. We had set a pre-market low and this was going down, so were the indexes. So yeah, like this was clearly setting up to be a trade to the downside if it gave me the pattern, right? So, okay, so we opened up a little bit, we hit VWAP, we couldn't break it, and then we broke pre-market lows, all right? We set a low of the day, and then we retested pre-market lows, and then we continued to the downside, right? Okay, so if you have seen any of my videos, you should have an idea of where is it that I went in, okay? Now, I went in at 10:01 with 47 seconds, so that's right there. Okay. I went in on that candle. As you see, breakdown, retest, continuation. I waited a little bit. Because the volume, well, the volume and the momentum. The momentum here was not fully there. Now, when this candle started, the momentum still wasn't there, and I had to wait for a little bit for the momentum to come. And even so, if you see, there was, by the end of this candle, there was less volume than the previous one, right? So even though the chart looked exactly what I wanted it to look like, the indicators and the, what's underneath the hood of this trade wasn't really all there. It was not a bad trade, but it was not, picture perfect, right? And I went into next week, and those were expensive, right? So I was not overly comfortable with this trade, so I got out at 10:04:34. So that should be right. I got out when we broke this level and we started to feel a little bit like, eh. I mean, yes, we took a lot of volume to break down, but still, no, I wasn't loving it. Maybe it was the indexes that didn't really want to fall like they should have. I don't know. But I got out. I got out because I was not comfortable with this trade. My entry was not an A plus setup. It was an A minus setup. And yeah, it wasn't really moving like I wanted it to move. I got out for a 9.83%, which with Tesla calls, puts, sorry, that's actually a nice, chunk of change, really. So happy. Okay, good. Then this thing, I mean, it proved me right. Shortly after I got out, the thing just reversed and, it was off, right? Off the table. Okay, now, after this point, and just because I went in on a setup that was not perfect, and I went in with too much size, my mindset was a bit, like not there, right? It was a bit shaky. So I seriously considered just calling it a day. I didn't. What I did instead is I did something else for a few minutes. I calmed myself down. It sounds like I was having a mental breakdown or something. But you know what I mean. If you have been trading, you know what I'm talking about, right? You get up, you get away from the computer, you take a walk, and then when you come back, you feel refreshed, right? And that's pretty much what I did. So by the time I came back, the indexes were pushing up, right? And I spotted target. I had a number of plays on the table. I had Peloton, I had PENN, I had DKNG, Facebook, all of them to the upside, but they had already run too much, right? This one, however, was giving me something that I liked. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing, all right? I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna talk you through what I was seeing and see if you can spot where I went in. All right? Okay. So I think I caught this around here, more or less. This is when I saw it. We had set the pre-market high, nothing really happening so far. Okay, great. We break it and we set a high of the day. We retraced, we retest the high of the day, and we break it. And this is where I saw it, right? So then we retested it and we continued on. We continued on more volume than the previous candle, but still it wasn't anything to write home about. This was a lot of volume, but it just hit resistance here. I mean, whatever. So, where did I go in? In the continuation candle, if I'm not mistaken. I went in at 10:40.49. Sorry, I went in at the beginning of this candle actually. Why? I was taking this candle as reference, right? But the spread was, this had gone up. The price of the calls had gone up. I was going with April's first call, so plenty of time. They had gone up, and I didn't want to buy at the top, right? So I set a lower price for my entry, and I got filled, somewhere in this candle. I got a pretty good entry, so this dip didn't really hurt me. Instead, I was sitting comfortably on this trade until I got out at 11:22 with 53 seconds, which is, yeah, there. Here, I got out here. Why? Why did I get out there? Because the indexes were starting to feel very, very heavy, and as a matter of fact, let me show you something. I said I got out at 11:22, right? Let me show you the down. Here we were below VWAP, and right after I got out, right, I got out at 11:22, so in this candle we got this dip, right? Yes, later afterwards we got this, push upwards. There's no way to predict that, right? If you look at the SPY, let's look at the SPY. 11:22, I got out in this candle. Look at this dip. Yes, we bounced on resistance, but the SPY was breaking VWAP and negative, right? Red for the day. The Qs were, this is where I got out, dip, breaking, like VWAP. So the fact that we came back, that was unpredictable. Like you have to trade what you see, not what you hope happens, right? So I'm very happy with that exit. I played it very safe. I got a very small gain, around 5%. Hold on, let me check. 4.50%. Excuse me. 4.50%. But again, guys, I mean, if I had held, it would have been nicer. But I am just in the business of getting wins consistently, right? And right now, my average win rate, for this pattern to the upside, is 88.89%. It was very high. It was like in the 90s, like 92% or something, but I took a loss when I closed Tilray by mistake. So that lowered my average, but still it's like 89%, right? And that's what being a scalper is. You make sure that you capture many small movements, and whatever happens after happens, not your business, right? Now, I was giving myself enough time to swing this, but I noticed that even though I thought my mindset, which had been hurt by the previous trade, even though I thought my mindset was back where it needed to be, I noticed that my indicators were not perfect when I went in, and I didn't see that in the beginning, right? So that tells me that, yeah, I wasn't in the right state of mind to be trading. So I just, when I saw a little bit of heavy price action, I just closed it and called it a day. I could keep looking. I could keep looking for more plays, but you know what? At this point, I think it would be forcing it and revenge trading. If you saw yesterday's video, you will recall that I took a paper trade right there. Like I got in here, I got out there for a small gain. Like I got in this candle, I got out here for like, I'm guessing a little more than break even, like 5-10% depending on what you were trading. And yes, I avoided all of this, but look at this, right? I actually went somewhere right there. I had to go somewhere, run some errands, so I placed a paper trade. This morning it would have been like a 50% gain, right? But as traders, we should never say could have, would have, should have, right? We just trade what is given to us, and our job is not to predict what's going to happen next. Our job is to trade a system that has an edge, right? That has a profitable edge, and the probabilities is that you will make money over time. But the thing is that you have to respect that system. If you start trying to outsmart your system or ignoring rules, then the statistics are not going to work out. Okay. Last but never least, quick review of the SPY. Let's see what it looks like on the daily. Okay, so we have a swing up, retracement, and today is being very bullish. Even though it's still red for the day, this is bullish, right? So depending on what we get on Monday, we might just carry on with the uptrend, right? I mean, look at this. Low, high, higher low, higher high. Much higher low if we keep going up. So why not put a higher high, right? We have been putting up like all-time highs like nothing. So sure, maybe we just keep going up. As for the Qs, let's see. The Qs are still battling with this level. First and foremost, this is like the final frontier, they have to break. But I don't know, man, like I see, remember that we were in a weak uptrend, I said yesterday, right? The downtrend is stronger, right? Okay, so look at this. Low, 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 lower low. Look at this. If we were on an uptrend, it has already been broken, right? So unless we manage to break this high next, we're going to set a lower high, which means by definition, like a downtrend. So even though I really do like how some names run, like some in the Nasdaq, like Tesla, Nvidia, Square, like Peloton, I really like how those trade, but we can't deny the fact that we are in a downtrend, and I'm bullish at heart. So I always keep looking for trends to the place to the upside. But I cannot deny that the Nasdaq is not ready for that, right? And last, the Dow Jones. Look at that. What is that? What happened? Well, the Dow Jones is, I mean, at one point today it was very, very, very bearish, right? Just look at what happened as soon as it opened. Boom, it fell. Like, it fell hard, right? It has recovered, but still, we still have a little gap to close. Is this the end of the super strong Dow Jones? I don't think so. I mean, look at this. We have gone nowhere but up. It's normal that there's a small correction, right? So what can happen after this? I don't know. I honestly, I don't have, like, I always look at the SPY and the Nasdaq. The Dow, I also look at it, but I don't have such a, I cannot read it as well as I can the SPY and the Nasdaq, right? So anyway, okay guys, so like I said, the SPY looks fine, and if it goes up, I do think that maybe this will go up as well, the Qs, because I mean, bulls are in control, right? However, it's like we are very high up. And this week has been very choppy. So I cannot urge you enough to play it safe, right? Remember, just trade what you're given, not what you want to see, right? And whatever your favorite system is, whether it's my strategy or someone else's or your own, trade that. Don't get too creative, just stick to a system that is proven to work and you will be fine, right? Now, if you deviate from that, you're going to pay very dearly, okay? So, sorry to close on that note. But yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you, have some off time away from the markets, away from the screens, and relax. And yeah, we are through options as expiration week. We are done with it. So next week should traditionally be less choppy, which means better trading. Okay, guys? Alright, thank you for checking out the video, and I will talk to you on Monday. Cheers!